Got a question, YouTube. What's in your hurricane prep? Or what do you use if you're going to ride out a weather event? How do you prepare for a natural disaster, power outage, evacuation, etc.? Well, we kind of have a storm coming to possibly our area. It may be a hurricane by the time it gets here. So I want to just share a few little thoughts with you on things I have personally done, my family have done, that have worked. So the first thing I want to talk about is a way to save money. And the way you need to save money, because you don't know how long you're going to be evacuated. You don't know what resources you're going to need. So you need to save money. And eating out is expensive. So you've seen it earlier in one of our videos. We have this little 7,000 BTU butane stove. The brand is Sterno. We already talked about that. 7,000 British thermal units. Little butane tank goes in here, and it works great. You could buy these at Sam's, Costco, Academy, Walmart, any sporting goods store. They work great. They're portable. They're lightweight. And my personal experience, I made a seafood stock for Hurricane Ida at the hotel. I also was able to make the gumbo with this little unit here. Works great. Now, this will save you money. Another way you could save money is by having a certain pot that you plan on bringing from the house to be able to cook with if you were to evacuate. So bring that pot with you, and bring your kitchen knife with you. Whether it's a chef knife or a paring knife, bring that with you. You'll save money, because a pot may cost you $30. If you got $30, that's great. But if you're on a budget or you don't have $30, then you might be in a bind. So bring your own knife, bring your own pot, bowl, whatever cooking utensils you may need, like tongs or whatever. And you don't have to make it to where you can't carry it, but just have a few things and you'll save money. Another thing you could do is like we just did today. We bought this box of noodles, and I'll try to pronounce it unless my wife want to pronounce it. You speak this, right? This is Vietnamese or Thai? I think it's Vietnamese. Meat lo Thai. Meat lo Thai. Something like that. So when I was coming up, one of my homeboys, this is what he grew up on, this particular brand. I preferred the Mama brand when I was coming up. That's what we had, that gold bag. The gold bag didn't play, it didn't miss. Now I'm gonna tell you this, 30 bags, $25. That's kind of expensive. But those noodles will get you out of a bind in the event you need quick, easy to replicate food. And then you can add protein to them. You can add herbs, spices, different seasonings, and you can make it work. This is a nice deal. This is a 40-pound bag of basmati rice. And I've never had this particular brand, but biryani is it's like the Indian jambalaya. That's basically what it is, in my opinion. But 40-pound bag of rice, this will feed a lot of people. You'll have energy to work. It'll keep your belly from eating up your ribs. This works. So stock up on certain things like this so that you can save money. Rice is a dollar stretcher. Noodles are a dollar stretcher as well. If you're diabetic, close your ears, But these things can help you in a situation where you have to shelter in place by having a 40-pound bag of rice, or if you have to evacuate by having that box of ramen, and you just add whatever meat, if you're into that kind of thing, to the dish. Now, another thing you could do if you have bad weather coming, so I'm going to try to use these smoked turkey drums, because I like to add sausage preferably andouille. Recharge is good, but I prefer Veron, Veron. They make an excellent andouille sausage, smoked sausage, great product. Recharge is good too. But we're gonna make some belly busters more than likely tomorrow. So you'll be able to see that on the video more than likely. But these dishes could feed you, give you good energy, and it can help you to sustain whatever activity you're gonna be doing during the aftermath of a disaster situation. Now, you just gotta be mindful if you plan on cooking beans with this little stove that I have, this little unit, it's gonna take a considerable amount of time. And also depending on the quantity and what you're trying to cook. So some things we've learned from evacuating for storms, you want to bring whatever cutlery or utility items you need, tongs, etc. You want to bring a good pot, maybe a pan. You want to bring a nice bowl, preferably stainless steel. But you also want to bring whatever appliances you have, like a toaster, for example. Bring it with you. Maybe if you have an air fryer or one of these crock pots or a pressure cooker, bring it with you. Because the beautiful thing about those things, if you go to a hotel, now you could hook it up and you could cook at the hotel. Also, if you have a Keurig or something like that, you could bring that too, and you could save a few dollars as opposed to going to the big box coffee shop. So these things will help you to maximize your dollars so that you can use those dollars for essentials. Gasoline, hotel night, or whatever campground, a night's worth at the campground, whatever that is. And those dollars add up. Because sometimes you don't know how long you'll be displaced from your job. Everybody don't work remote. So it's just some things to keep in mind where you could save a few dollars. We went and evacuated to Beaumont, Texas. And before we evacuated, my family, a lot of the women in the family, they cooked gumbo, they cooked etouffee, they cleaned out the freezer, they cooked chicken pasta, shrimp pasta, all these different dishes, took and put them in a big 150 quart ice chest on ice. And then when we evacuated, we had nutritious, hot, comfort food that we all enjoyed. And so we were able to watch the news report, eat comfort food that we love. It wasn't fast food, and it actually saved hundreds of dollars because you're looking at 12 people. So if you got the money, ball out, do your thing. But you know, price gouging happens, other things happen, and so you could actually prepare. Last thing I'm gonna say about this, make a list. So write down on a piece of paper evacuation items. And then you just write down everything you brought to evacuate. Then that way, the next storm season or next storm, you already have a baseline to go off of. And if this didn't work, or maybe this is more efficient, just adjust the list and update it. And then that way, you could be on top of the game so that when you have to get out in haste, you could roll. Now, if you want to ride out the storm, you might need candles, you'll need some water, you'll need to have a plan of how you're going to cook, keeping the refrigerator closed. Now, you may have a generator, Generac, or just a regular gasoline generator. Well, you know what? Have a plan. Make sure if you have a generator, Generac or gasoline or diesel or propane, that you're doing the maintenance on those items so that when you need to use it, it's going to show up and be ready. Because you don't want to be in a storm, have this big old fancy comfort tool, and then you can't even use it. You know, and just remember this, if you're using those tools, think about the first responders, firefighters, think about the linemen from the energy company that's going to come, and make sure you do it the right way and it's safe so you don't backfeed and hurt one of those frontline workers. Just something to keep in mind. If you got any comments that you want to talk about, just leave them in the section and we could talk about it and we could learn together from all of our collective experience. So just a little video on hurricane prep, shelter in place prep, natural disaster prep, and how you can save a few dollars so that you can take care of your business. So just stay tuned for the belly buster video, and I might do a video on that ramen that I just talked about earlier. This bag was $17.99. So just a little hack. If you want to buy rice, the best place to go for rice, in this increment, 40 pounds, 25 pounds, go to an Asian market. We have quite a few in my area. We have the Hong Kong market on Berman. We have the 88 market on Ames at Lapelco. We have the, what's that other market right there by Expressway by Four Columns? Time, I don't know. But we got another one right over here off of Lafayette Street as well. So we blessed to have Asian markets. You could check out the Latino markets too, like La Morenita or Ideal, and you can find other items in bulk that they sell, and it's a good dollar saver. Like I say, $17.99 for high quality rice. That's really good. So if you got any comments that you want to add to it, please add them and we'll talk about it and learn together. So just remember, stay tuned for this Belly Buster video.